At that time, many juniors become full-time athletes, and they have a wide age gap with our head coach. My position in the team is to soften the impact of the generation gap, and explain head coach messages and guide them to seek their dreams. So, in fact, athletes do not trust me like a coach, but they treat me like a friend. Because they never call me coach, they call me Sarah. And my real role is to allow me to have a good relationship with them. We train together, we eat together, and we share our feelings honestly with each other. If I have to say that in Chinese, it's called 也是也有, and in English, it's mentorship. Many Asian coaches do not willing to make friends with their athletes, as we learned to respect and obey our teachers in our culture. However, this traditional learning approach can be the boundary of teaching and coaching. As students tend to keep silence when they just have only opinion, they also keep silence, or they will say yes, but they disagree with their lecturers. Maybe they do not want to disturb our class, or they are embarrassed to say their feelings. But a one-way teaching approach can increase the generation gaps, and even worse, affect the training efficiency and the race outcomes. As a mentor, I would like to share some strategies of communicating with young people, which talk less, write more, and use nonverbal language. Without enough communication, it is difficult to build a strong team. But we talk too much. It is also hard for athletes to grab the main points and think critically. Some coaches like to schedule long meetings regularly, like giving lectures. But it is hard for athletes to focus after training. We are so tired in training. I never have solo meetings with my teammate. I prefer to have a short discussion. I prefer to have a short discussion with them. After training session, they can conclude and reinforce what they learned. And at the very beginning, when I started coaching, athletes seldom to express their opinions, but they gradually adapt to that two-way communication and talk actively when I kept on giving them chance to speak up. Sometimes long meetings would not be afforded. So if I have to hold a long meeting longer than 1 hour, I would like to create some activity and let them to make the material for me. Comparing with sitting in the classes and listening to me, two-way communications can help them to concentrate. Let me use one of our meeting contests as an example. The aims of the meeting, I have to teach them to control the psychological condition by listening to the music. So I asked them to prepare their song list for me and clarified which song was good for calming down or which song is good for motivate themselves. They also share their favorite song to me. By listening to what song style they like, I know about themselves and also understood more about they also understand about their teammates. Although we share face-to-face in many topics, there are many topics very embarrassing to express in presence, actually. In this case, I would ask them to write on paper or type on the phone. So, writing and typing help them to think deeper and write honestly. We can guide them to write one by one or group discussion, or also anonymously. So this is the example of group discussion. We set the team targets together with consideration of other rivals' abilities and also their current abilities. A mentor, like me, I have to guide them not to set the targets too high or too low, because our team at that time they can't get any gold medal, so I asked them to just edit it. And goal setting is really important for self-motivation, and it gives hope and meaning to their life journey. So targets should be lowered if the athlete is less of confidence, and should be higher if they are determined to win. Vivian is the successful case who fulfills her goal. She entered our team in 2017. It's before the year of Asian Games. But she's very talented and smart. So we set a higher target that our head coach thinks is over-expected. At that year, I trained with her and guide her on the track and even in her daily life. We finally got the first cycling women team medals in the games. So goal setting is really important, process when achieving medals. Another key point is also very important, is nonverbal messages. There is a nervous atmosphere in the big game. Everyone needs to control their emotions. As a small facial expression, it can also affect other teammates. To communicate, we can transmit other feelings and our feelings and messages through nonverbal communication, like eye contact, confident smile, and also hugs. Body language is essential element to send care to athletes. It helps coach and athletes. To build up an unbelievable power with tacit agreement, and therefore a trustable and close connection will be built. Two-way communication is really simple, but it is really complicated when applying in the team with different generations. It is not merely a formal meeting or a casual chat. By using this free communication skills, talk less, write more, and use nonverbal messages, it is not difficult to erase the generation gap. If you are also a mentor, I invite you to try your best, break down the barriers, and communicate with young people, and help them to make the dream come true. Thank you.